How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another ARK news, and we have a lot to unpack today. I mean a lot. We've got sunsets on ARK Survival Evolved, New Horizons on ASA, and ASA FAQs. But first, we have the Shastasaurus Dossier. And I will leave a link into the description to this YouTube video. I've listened. It's a musical score and it's a really cool one. But yeah, I'll read the description. As we stand on the horizon between the ending of an era and the dawn of the next, we'll take a moment to reflect on the extraordinary journey we've shared. Your exuberance, sense of community, and the vivid tapestry of experiences you've woven into the world of ARK Survival Evolved have truly brought our creation to life. You're the beating heart of our little dinosaur game. Some might consider the upcoming transition a bittersweet occasion punctuated by a sense of loss and sadness. We feel otherwise. Unofficial ASC is in great hands. Yours. But, as one chapter concludes, another unfolds, and again our stories will mix with yours to create something greater than the sum of two parts. Remember, it's not farewell, it's see you real soon, with more ASA news, reveals, gameplay, and ultimately the launch of ARK Survival Ascended near the end of October. So, survivors, thank you for 8 incredible years, and here's to many more. With heartfelt gratitude and dino-sized enthusiasm, the Studio Wildcard team. So, with that little message, we've got the Shastasaurus Dossier. I'm not going to read it because there's a lot to unpack further on in the news. But it's finally, it's finally been released. It looks really cool, but Shastasaurus, late Triassic carnivore, curious, just like all the other sea creatures, another carnivore, but it makes sense. Why not read it? This odd variant of Shastasaurus seems as curious about humans as its distant relative Ichthyosaurus. It sure got my attention when one of these sea monsters swam up to have a look at me. Luckily, its bulk turns out to be worse than its bite. Shastasaurus has weaponized the ultrasonic chirps it uses for echolocation, can focus those sounds into a tight cone that disorients prey, or widen the effect to blast apart a school of fish in a concussive wave. It's interesting. Taming a Shastasaurus was one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. I brought along some ichthyosaur pals to entertain their larger cousin, while I scraped some of its itchy barnacles off with a sickle. From then on, I had a gigantic escort in deep water. Some tribes managed to kite out their finny friend with a periscope, torpedo base, and even a cargo hold. Those Shastasaurus end up looking like something from the old kids cartoon, with cavemen who turned dinos into cars and submarines. So yeah, the submarine saddle is official. Let's just see, is it going to live up to the expectations though? And now to the big news that they have, and this is a lot. The ARK Survival Ascended Q&A, which is why they have this right here. If you already know about ASA, feel free to skip this bit. I don't blame them. We're going to recap some of the information we've shared regarding ASA in this crunch, along with touching on some topics that haven't been covered and expanding on some that have. If you've been following along through the past few months, you might already know some of this information, but we've seen a lot of questions lately. So let's start with the basics before diving into some of the more frequently asked questions from the community. So, we already know ASA is the next generation remake of ASE, harnessing the power of Unreal Engine 5. The launch is just around the corner. We'll reveal the launch trailer screenshots and set the game live at the end of October. You'll be able to play ASA on Xbox Series SX, PS5, and PC. Why are you doing it? There are various reasons we've decided to take this approach. One is to refine the development team's skills on UE5 and how far it can be pushed for the next generation titles. For example, ARK 2. Another factor is for business reasons, as I suspected. Developing a next generation sequel while no longer releasing paid expansion packs has proven difficult for our studio's long-term survival, so we need to continue generating revenue while we develop ARK 2. And finally, the ultimate reason, whereas ARK 2 is being designed as a Souls-like adventure, we want to provide the community with an evergreen classic ARK experience, one that can continue to grow over time on a cleaned up code base, leveraging new technological advancements not only in the industry but also what we've been working on with the ARK franchise as a creative whole. How are you leveraging the new technology? I'll try to keep it simple. Here's what's coming with ASA. The code base has been rewritten and artwork recreated by hand to take full advantage of UE5, including its Lumen and Nanite systems. If I could talk. Advanced graphics features such as dynamic water, custom fluid ninja integration, complete interactive physical foliage and motor systems to create a beautiful immersive next generation experience. Cross-platform modding. We're working with Overwolf to provide an industry-first cross-platform modding experience where mods created on PC are delivered directly to your consoles from a custom modding backend and in-game user mod browser. The modding capability for creators includes using the full power of UE5, including Blueprint, to create anything, any kind of new content or gameplay within ARK. Full cross-platform multiplayer, new content, QOL, improvements, balance, gameplay changes, including but not limited to overtime. Will be releasing 11 brand new creatures, more than any previous DLC expansions. New mini-map systems, pan, zoom, pings, etc. New structures, display cases, smaller tech teleporters, building pieces, and major building system overhaul. New gameplay items, dynamic navigation mesh, and creature pathfinding overhaul, AI pathfinding, total UE revamp, photo mode, new camera systems for players and dinos with the option to revert to the old systems, new player character assets with revamped and improved customization, gamepad, virtual cursor UI input system, new dino manager system, view the real-time status and track locations of all your creatures at will through one unified menu, and much more. A key thing to remember is that ASA will include all its previously released DLCs and maps in its remastered form and will have its own content roadmap. This will include new story content for the game, its own gameplay / QOL changes, new DLC, seasonal events, and more. Some things we're not quite ready to talk about yet. Okay, so they are going to bring seasonal events to ASA. That I did not know. Okay, I did not know if they were going to continue doing that. So, alright, it's safe to say start reading again. Okay. Questions: will there be a pre-order? Get access to the game early, exclusive content preloading. We aren't planning for pre-order. Okay. You can purchase the game towards the end of October when we reveal the trailer and related media. There are no plans to allow early access. You will all have access at the same time, and no intentions to release exclusive content only available at launch, as we intend to set the game live immediately once ready to purchase. You cannot preload it. Okay, that's good to know. Crossplay. We'll have a 3-phase system for crossplay. It's because it allows us to iterate more rapidly after launching a fresh title, makes managing our operations less complicated, allowing us to deliver you a better experience. Also, we're waiting for updates on the engine/plugin side to enhance the experience further. Phase 1 launch timeframe is October. Okay, crossplay will be enabled for Xbox, Windows PC, and PS5. Crossplay will not work for the Steam PC at launch. Why? Frankly, when we launch the game, we have to patch a lot. You're going to find things we missed or break the games in a way we never identified. We prefer to be able to patch the Steam platform quickly. Okay. Once the game is past the launch hurdles, as they're in more stable states, certifying builds on other platforms will be much quicker, and so at that point, enable full crossplay. Will split off official servers between the respective crossplay platforms. We also intend to host some servers that are crossplay only between Xbox and PlayStation to keep out the PC master race folks, namely so you stop asking us about it on Twitter. Oh my gosh. Okay. Full crossplay timeframe estimate is December, but this is an estimated time. This is Wildcard's ETA. Crossplay is now enabled for all platforms. So this is December. So the launch is in October. Full crossplay should be available in December. Cross progression 2024. Okay. I'm not going to read out all of this. Okay, yeah. This is going to be way too long to read out all this. No one's going to watch this video. What changes have been made to servers? So we made a few changes to servers. First of all, we've increased the stasis replication range for structures significantly in dinos by about 70%. This means you'll be able to see them from further away before they de-render. Additionally, we'll be making use of instance rendering for all our structure tile sets. Think building pieces, mean bases are going to run a lot better. At the moment, we're still keeping the servers capped at 70 players. With a lot of other changes, we've had to make some trade-offs, and right now the tech nor hardware isn't ready to increase the slot cap much higher. We'll be evaluating this over time. Okay. Player run unofficial servers can increase to 100+ players, and that is highly viable if they reduce the stasis replication range or excuse me, or lower the maximum dino counts. What changes have been made for day one? Caves, rafts, giant squirrels. This is a hot topic and we want to clarify. Generally, we intend to release content based on the map at launch. When it doesn't matter when launched. For example, the rafts will be available on day one and the Rhino Natha on the island. However, tech creatures and cryopods will not be available. Okay, so those won't be available until extinction. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool to know. We have done a pass on caves with some balance adjustments to choke points and improve the cave's internal appearance. We were hesitant to make dramatic changes to cave balance, as while the meta and ASE had flaws, we didn't feel a complete overhaul was wise. Between these changes and other adjustments throughout the game, we expect to see some shifts in the meta players create. Moderate the impacts as needed post-launch. Honestly, there are a fair number of changes. Overall building, disabled leveling of movement speed of creatures and players on official. Small dino QOLs, breeding changes. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. Character creation overhaul. It was paramount to our art team that we overhaul the character creation system for ASA so that characters look less survival jank, and we did just that. But then we decided to say screw it and allow you to mess with all the bones and scales anyway. So yeah, make something that feels nice and polished, or make a character of questionable proportions that looks like it belongs to ASE but next gen. Is there new Gareth Coker music? Oh, is there new music in the main menu? Can't hear you over the new music. So there's new music. Okay. That's gonna be interesting. So the boss fight's gonna have different tracks. So will the Broodmother have a different track? The Overseer, Dragon, Megapithecus? That's gonna be interesting. Working very closely with NVIDIA on these things. They're actually in our game code themselves. You can read more about their systems on this site. Our goal is to launch with as much as we can, or have it shortly after. Why UE 5.2, not 5.3? 5.3 is recent. It's too soon for us to integrate it thoroughly. And it's risky so close to launch. Okay. So over time, they'll move it up to 5.3. Gameplay when before you purchase in October, not getting any more specific than that. Okay, that's kind of suspicious. Cheaters, they'll be working with anti-cheat. Survival of the Fittest 5.0. SODIF will not be available at launch. Okay. Okay. With no SODIF, will there still be a queue? There will not be a queue system at launch, given that we have tended to implement without SODIF. Events, Extra Life, ASA content. Yes, we'll still be doing these. Winter Wonderland is going to be the first event they're going to do. Okay. It has its own roadmap, but they'll talk about it later. Okay. What's the plan? It's taken us so long to get the Shastasaurus Dossier done because the design to ensure it was viable for us to create the creature's abilities without destroying the game. It's a challenge, but we're getting it done. It's kind of threw a spanner in our calendar for doing creature votes. We may take a break because voter fatigue is creeping in. Okay, so not a lot of people are voting anymore. Plus, once ASA ships, the meta might establish a need for different types of creatures. We want to give you some time before the next vote to think about that. Okay, so they're probably not going to do another vote until after ASA launches. That sounds interesting. Q&As, blogs, vlogs, streams, etc. We have been very quiet the last years. We've worked aggressively on shipping ASA once the game is out the door. We intend to do a 180 and become more directly engaged with the community. We've been reading and monitoring throughout. Trust This could include more Q&A streams, etc. But the general idea is that our quiet days are ending with the launch of ASA, and then you get to see directly what we're cooking up. Thanks for reading the Q&A. It was great answering all of your questions. Please check out our new release, ASA, coming to a virtual video game store near you at the end of October. Our official PlayARK Discord will be one of our main social hubs during the ASA launch and beyond. This is the only official Discord server run by Studio Wildcard. Well, really, it's run by our wonderful mods and admins, so please say hi to them. And if you haven't joined the incredible 200,000 ARK community members there, you may want to check it out. Wow, so that's a lot to unpack. Then, of course, we have our fan art. Yeah. Fan art never gets old. So yeah, a lot of words in this week. Last week's was so short. This one was so long. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, I know that was a lot to unpack, but if you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.